Hello, my name's Steve and welcome to the Seaside Allotment channel. It's a big day for me today because it's the second anniversary of my first harvest on this allotment, so I consider myself a 2-year veteran of gardening, and so I'm quite proud of that, and I feel like I'm getting to the point where I actually have some idea what I'm doing, and definitely by the end of this year I feel like I could probably even call myself a gardener. So yes, I'm quite excited about that. And it also happens that this same week we harvested enough veg off the plot this year, so from February through to the end of April, to pay off the polytunnel. I'm really pleased about that too. That came a little bit earlier than I was expecting. We don't sell our veg, but we do track the value of veg that we harvest and give away to friends and family and eat ourselves. And so yeah, the polytunnel was about £900, which was quite a big investment, and we just harvested £941 worth of veg so far this year. So I'm really pleased about that. So I thought, just to celebrate, we'll do a quick anniversary tour we'll just do my plot today, since it's my plot that's having its anniversary. Yeah, so let's have a look round. So we're in the polytunnel and I'm in my deck chair, and this is the view that I enjoy, and oh, it just makes such a difference to have this space where I can shelter during the day when I get a bit tired, and I've got all this bench space up here where I can do all my harvesting, and I shot a video showing how I do all my harvest processing, cleaning, packaging and all that sort of thing. Shot that earlier in the week, so let's just have a quick look round. So we've got some early peas here, we've got some really beautiful celery. It's coming on really nicely. Very, very pleased with that celery. We've got some early strawberries. I've got some strawberries actually growing here. Got some beans ready for planting. All my tomatoes down here. Peppers, more tomatoes. New Zealand spinach. Oh, fantastic stuff. If you like spinach and get fed up of the fact that it bolts really quickly in summer, grow New Zealand spinach instead in summer. Just grow spinach in traditional spinach in spring and autumn, and switch over to New Zealand spinach in summer. Fantastic. Be the best thing you ever did. Got some early sweet corn in here. Got some purslane. Oh, really love purslane. It's a really crunchy little salad leaf, and it really does improve the salad mixes. Yeah, really pleased I've got that going. I've got my second succession of that there. I've got my third succession just planted back at home. Got some lettuces. In fact, I just harvested some of these lettuces for Caroline today. She was really fussy with that. They've grown really fantastically well in the polytunnel. It really is amazing how the polytunnel is just a perfect growing environment, especially early in the season. Obviously, because I only just got the polytunnel, I only know what it's like early in the season, but fantastic so far. I've got my little beans shooting up, and I'll be putting extension poles in there once they go outside, and they will be going outside soon, probably about 3 weeks time. And some more peas, and again these peas will probably be going outside fairly soon. And I've got my second courgette in there, which is starting to grow away nicely. I've got another courgette at the end, which I'll show you in a minute. I've got some baby leeks in here. This year I'm growing a lot of baby leeks, and then I'm growing my next batch of leeks up on the trestle table, which I'll show you in a minute, and those are the ones that I'll leave to grow to maturity. But baby leeks I'm growing in clumps of probably three leeks in each clump, and I should be harvesting those in, well, all the way through summer. So this is my growing bench, and it was pretty much full, but it's now a lot of stuff's gone outside. All the brassicas have been planted, and all I've got now are my spares. So these are my first two successions of leeks. Sowed them one batch a month for the last 3 months to see, you know, what the optimum timing was, and I guess I'm still not really sure, but we'll see how those go. Got some beans coming on here, plenty of sweet corn there. As I said, I might have said already, these are my reserve brassicas for any failures that I have, and a few of these I will end up saving to plant in June. And I've got a whole new set of brassicas that are for my July planting, and those will go in the on Jennie's plot, and they'll replace the early onions and the garlic. And I've just started a new batch here of all sorts of stuff. Got lots of beetroot and chard and I don't know, peas, all sorts of stuff. And this is a little experiment that I'm running, which I'll talk about another day, but basically comparing different types of compost for seed starting. And then this is the earliest courgette that I've got, and I actually bought this one. It cost me £1.49, and it's Ambassador. It's looking pretty good. Then I've got some Calabrese, and then basically all of these are for spring greens, and then this bed will all be cleared once the outdoor brassicas have matured. And this is one of the amazing beds. I only planted this a few weeks ago. Just look at that, it's beautiful. We've started harvesting these radish already, and then once the radish is gone, there's just rows of spring onions and carrots. And then this will be my earliest beetroot harvest, and they're looking beautiful. I'm really, really pleased with those. So that, I think, is the end of the Polytunnel tour. And since this is my anniversary video, I thought it'd be nice if people could share it and like it if they like it, and obviously not if they don't, and comment, because it's a special video for me, and I think it'd be quite useful for more people to see what you can do with all year round growing, and you know, just how much produce you can actually take off just a standard size allotment, just in the months from February through to the end of April, when a lot of allotments are bare. And so, you know, I've taken £941 worth of veg off the allotment in that time. So with that, I'll move on to the outdoor beds. So in the outdoor beds, we're just coming to the end now of the winter crops, the overwintered veg. So lots of the lettuces have either been pulled out and the beds are replanted, or they're coming to the end now, they're not looking so good. So I'll just take you round the outdoor beds. This is one of the overwintered carrot beds. We just picked the whole bed, and Debbie made a carrot cake, and we've still got loads of carrots left at home from here. And so we just replanted this with salads and interplanted with spring onion clumps, which is what I normally do. Seems to work really nicely. And I've got loads of radishes in here as well, and some spinach beet, which is looking good. So this is one of my overwintered beds. I popped some new lettuces in here, but the whole thing's looking a bit ragged now. I'm pleased to get this stuff out. I've got some rabini here, but of course it's just come just at the same time as the purple sprouting broccoli, so it's not been a fantastic crop really from a timing perspective. But I shall pick some of these and see what they're like. The leaves look pretty good as well. So here's one of my new beds, and this is little clumps of golden beetroot with interplanted with radishes, and it's working really nicely. Just put them in. Weeds, always weeds, everywhere you look, and I don't ever see them until I start doing the blooming videos, and then all I can see is mare's tail everywhere. So, more overwintered salads, overwintered spinach. This is a beautiful bed. You know, sometimes I think that I plant lettuces just for the look of them, you know, because I think they're just beautiful. These are winter density. These are bijou. And these are salanova. Beautiful. Lots of people ask me about these salanova greens. Seem to be very popular with people. But actually, I definitely recommend the salanova reds that are vastly superior lettuce to the greens. Don't get anywhere near as many pests, last longer, bigger, crunchier leaves, much better over winter as well. You know, these fail in November time, these go all the way through winter. Overwintered spinach, still doing really nicely. This is the red kitten, which is not doing as well, it's starting to bolt now. But I'm kind of quite pleased about that, because I need to get this bed cleared. Another lovely salad bed that we planted in January. And you can see how nicely the interplanting with the spring onions works. These beautiful clumps, nothing gets in the way of anything. Chard's looking really healthy here. Got some lovely spring onions here as well. Really beautiful. Asparagus is really coming on now. Took a long time, but as soon as it warmed up a little bit, came to life nice and quickly. It's really shooting up. It's just a shame I can't pick it until next year. I popped in some French beans in this little tunnel, and I do close it at night. My experience of growing French beans in here was really positive last year, but unfortunately I forgot that I was going to plant French beans, and I ended up planting some carrots and spring onions in here. And this is a kind of famous bed where I planted carrots, they didn't come up, so I planted another set of carrots. Eventually both sets came up, and some spring onions as well. And they all came up basically in the same rows, which is kind of crazy. But, so I just decided I'd leave it. And then I've also planted beans in any of the gaps that I could find. So we'll see how it goes. At the moment everything's looking really healthy. More salad beds. Not really very interesting. Some beetroot, just coming on really nicely. good old bolt hardy. And then I've got some peas which are climbing up the back there. We'll eventually reach this netting. And I just planted this bed. I just popped a cover on because we've had lots of really bad wind. So this is another bed of golden beetroot. And another bed of lettuces. And as you can see, same planting scheme. But actually it's not the same because these are bunches of baby leeks interplanted with the lettuces with some rocket at the back. This bed is my salad spinach, so all the other spinaches are big spinach leaves which are perfect for cooking. But this is my baby leaf spinach which I put into the salad mixes. So I've got my little tunnel with my strawberries in it. They're not doing quite as well as the ones in the polytunnel, but still really pleased with those. My alderman peas, which are doing nicely. And then this is my outdoor early brassica bed. And I'm very pleased with this. It's obviously very overcrowded, and that's because every other plant is going to be harvested for spring greens. And then some of the plants will come out soon, like the calabrese, and it'll all get replanted with kale probably. And little clumps of chard, and again these have been multi-sown. There's 3 or 4 plants in here, and these will be taken for baby leaves initially, and then they'll be thinned out and grown on to maturity. And these are my onions. These are all little clumps of onions, 3 or 4 onions in each clump, and some of these will be left as 3 or 4 clumps of medium-sized onions, and then some will be thinned for bigger onions. And the thinnings will just be used as spring onions. Gooseberries, looking fantastic. Looks like a nice crop on there. And then we've got my raspberry bed. These are the autumns. These are the summers. And then this fleeced tunnel is carrots. And it's actually got onions all the way down the centre of it as well. Again, those were planted from seed. And then this is one of my brassica beds, and I'm going to put a net over it eventually. But I'm going to film doing that because I've come up with a kind of system that I'm going to use for all of my brassica beds. And sometime next week, if I'm feeling better, I shall show you my new brassica framing system, and we'll see how that goes. And then I've got my perennial kales interplanted with my violas. I've got the calabrese taking a centre point there, and then we're onto the compost. Looking really good. Really good. I'll talk about composting another day. And then this is my new growing area that I did a couple of weeks ago. So this is a mix of flowers and trees. So I've got a cherry tree here, which I'm going to fan out onto this mesh here. I did have a pear tree here, but it died. And I bought it from Ken Muir, and I contacted them and they said they will send out a replacement in the autumn. I've planted the top of this with alpines. I'm really pleased with that. Little cats here. And we've got trees all the way down here. Can't remember what they are, but that is a plum. That looks like an apple. And this one is another apple. But I'm really pleased with the way this has turned out. Really good. So I'm just going to show you the watering system, because I did a video last week maybe about water situation here, and it can get a bit tricky because the water's only switched on well this year at the end of April, and it switched on I think at the end of September, switched off at the end of September, which means basically it goes 5-6 months without any water. Now when you grow year round, that's can be a bit of a challenge. And last year it was a real challenge because basically I had a very small area for collection of water, so I relied only on what I could save in water butts, or fill water butts with tap water. But that's changed now, so I'll show you my new setup. So that shed provides, I don't know, 3 square metres or something like that, maybe 4 square metres of water collection area, which isn't very much. That's got guttering on it, and it feeds into this bin, and that bin feeds into this bin, and then this bin overflows into this barrel. And that shed was nowhere near enough to keep up with demand over winter, so I was just gradually depleting what I'd saved or stored in these 3 barrels. But now I've got the polytunnel and I've got this guttering, and I did a separate video on how I put this guttering in, but that now provides another 6 or 7 square metres of water collection area. So in total I got about 10 square metres, and in winter that is now easily enough to keep up with what I need. So what happens is the water flows down this gutter, it goes into this tub water butt here, and then using that little bilge pump there I can basically fill this tub, and then this tub in reverse then overflows through this pipe into this tub. And I can also take this pipe out here and put it into this tub, and so I can, you know, basically fill anything I want, and everything all overflows into here. And obviously I can also just connect up to the tap during the summer months. But this bilge pump just works fantastically well. And there's a tiny little bit of a leak on there, but basically I can, working at this pace, I can keep up with 2 watering cans being filled from the water butts. So that's fantastic, it works brilliantly. And I can empty this water butt here in maybe 3 or 4 minutes of pumping. So it's just fantastic, it's worked brilliantly. Really happy with it. And you can see down the back of the polytunnel there, I've got my storage area for my cold frame lids. So I always wanted a really good storage area for those, and I finally got it. And that's why I love the cold frames, because I can have the whole garden pretty much under cover all through winter. And the cold frames look like that. They're extremely easy to vent, keep all the worst of the weather off and the wind off. Just brilliant all through late autumn and early spring. And then I can just take the tops off, and it just turns into normal raised beds. And then I can use the frame at the back for vertical growing, and having the frame at the back here, which is kind of north facing, so they don't, the high backs of the coral frames don't provide any shade, but they do provide a lot of shade from the wind, so they sort of perform even useful duties in the time when the tops are off. And then I can occasionally pop the top back on if I want to, if we've got bad weather, so like I did with this one when I planted these new seedlings. And of course they're also great for early strawberries, and also for bringing on squashes, and you know, summer squashes like courgettes and things like that, and bringing those on early. So there we go, that is a good overview of my plot. I'm sorry for the noise, but I've got a little cat scarer here, and the little scary cats scattered around because cats decided that they wanted to play on the polytunnel, and as a result I've got some polytunnel repair tape and some little cat claw marks. Okay, so that's the end of this video, and as I said at the start, just for now, just for this video, it'd be really nice if you could like this video if you did like it, and share it if you think other people would enjoy it, and comment. Oh, I always love comments, but especially on this anniversary video, really nice to have some comments. So see you soon.